All right, shalom, shalom. All glory, honor, praises to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Chakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'm gonna play this quick clip here. This is an actual article, but I'm gonna play this to go with the article, just to let you, just kind of current news, current events. This happened about 2 days. Well, was spoken about 2 days ago, but this can definitely happen up, the coming days, weeks, or whatnot. I'll go ahead and play this.
Americans not only should care about what happens in Taiwan, but should be willing to spill American blood and treasure to defend Taiwan.
Nobody wants that. I think the deterrence is key here. We travel to Japan, South Korea. We're in Guam. We're meeting with our allies, our partners here, if you will. They don't have a NATO in the Pacific, but they do have partners. We want to make sure that they are ready and supportive of the United States and Taiwan. The case for Taiwan, that's a very good question. About 50% of international trade goes through the international straits, but I think more importantly, Chuck, is that the TSMC manufactures 90% of the advanced global supply of advanced semiconductor chips. If China invades and either owns or breaks this, we're in a world of hurt, globally.
I think when you open.
All right, there you go. You heard it right there, straight up from the Americans. So Putin, Ukraine invasion woke up the Taiwanese people. McCall says so. Pretty much, with Ukraine or Russia entering Ukraine, the invasion is saying it's waking up the Taiwanese people. Reason being is because China will try to make the same move with going in to invade or take over Taiwan, and what you heard at what he said at the end of that video, which would be a major hit, quote unquote, globally to, everybody, because they are a big manufacturer in the chip manufacturing, whatever. I've done a lesson on Nancy Pelosi late last year. She went over to Taiwan in production of those chip manufacturers. Let me see if I can pull that up really quickly. Let me find out. If I can't find it, because it was a while back when I went into that, but it was some good stuff in there. 1 second here. Yeah. I should have did this beforehand. But pretty much Nancy Pelosi, she went in there pretty much to talk about, that pretty much that's America trying to intercept or sway Taiwan to still be with them or whatnot. Matter of fact, let's get a world map just so we know the geography of everything here. All right, as you can see, Taiwan is right there. All right, so that is pretty close to Chinese borders. So it's an easy infiltration over there, just like it was easy for Russia right here to enter into Ukraine because it's right off the border. And really, Ukraine was already Russian, or back then when it was Soviet. So they're just reclaiming what is theirs. Let me read this real quick. Matthew 24:6, and it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we're seeing these moves being made by BRICS nation, which the BRICS nation, let's zoom back out. So the BRICS nation is comprised of Brazil, Russia, Iran, China, and then South Africa. And now, as of recently, Mexico has started to come up, and pretty much advise that they want to be a part of that group as well. A few other nations have, come up and taken the side of the BRICS nation. Russia, China, and who else? I think Saudi Arabia and Iran has made amends with each other, understanding their primary enemy. You got to understand there's 195 countries on the planet Earth in this world. 195 countries, and all 195 countries are going to have to pick a side. Whether they're going to be with the UN, NATO, or are they going to be with the BRICS nations? The BRICS nations can be read about in Ezekiel the 38th chapter. And UN and NATO, of course, can be read about in Revelation the 17th chapter. So you have two big entities about to battle each other. And it's being all set up. World War III has already started. I don't care what nobody says. The moment Russia invaded and went into Ukraine, and they're actually putting in nuclear missiles in one of those cities. I think it starts with a B. I forgot what it's called. That was the start of World War III, the physical start of World War III. Okay? So going back, it says, Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Right? So we are hearing of these actual wars going on and rumors. See that ye not be troubled. All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Exactly. See that you don't be too worried about it. Watch it, of course, because that's what the scriptures say in the book of Habakkuk. Watch it, of course, but understand this is supposed to happen. All right? So just to give an example of these specific wars and things that are supposed to happen, I'm going to pull up 2 Chronicles, the 35th chapter. So this is verse 20. It says, after all this, when Josiah had prepared the temple, Necho, king of Egypt, came up to fight against Carchemish by Euphrates. So this is pretty much the battle of Carchemish, which was a battle between the Egyptians and the Syrians made league with one another. And then you had them going up against the Babylonian or the Chaldeans. Ultimately, this ended in the decimation and total deletion of the Assyrians, and this put the Egyptians way down the totem pole. You know what I'm saying? No more power. Okay, so continue reading. It says, after all this, and this was around like 600, 605 BC, around that time. So after all this, when Josiah had prepared the temple, Necho, king of Egypt, came up to fight against Carchemish by Euphrates. And Josiah went out against him. All right, verse 21, because he heard of the rumors of war. It says, but he sent ambassadors to him, saying, what have I to do with thee, thou king of Judah? Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because Yahushua told us that the wars and rumors of wars are coming. But let me say this and just hear me out. Whatever the fuck America and Russia are fucking doing, what the hell does that have to do with us? We just sit back and watch it and see things play out. Okay? Which, in a sense of, that's what Israel should have been doing in this matter. But of course, Israel was going off. All this was set up to put them in subjection because they were going off to the Lord. But it's the same thing with us. Mainly when you read the book of Revelation, a lot of that talk in that book is happening in the heavens. Yes, in that book, we're privy to things that are going to happen. But these big delegation talks, these G Summit, 20 meetings, G20 meet. What the fuck that got to do with us? We're obviously not included, but we know this war is about to happen. So for us, we just keep preaching. We keep understanding prophecy and know it's going to happen. But when our time comes, we're going to know when our time comes. You see what I'm saying? For now, I can watch these nations. I can even get the details, certain details of what they're doing. But whatever, niggas, y'all do what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? So it says, verse 21, but he sent ambassadors to him, saying, what have I to do with thee, thou king of Judah? I come not against thee this day, but against the house wherewith I have war. Right, the house that I have war. So this big war coming up is between these Russians and BRICS nations. And like I said, that's why I said, hear me out in the beginning. Eventually, we're going to take a role in that. When Yahushua comes back, Ezra's 13th chapter, because ultimately, Joel, 2nd and 3rd chapter, tells us how the war is going to go down. Well, the ending of it. How it's being set up and got shit. We don't have nothing to do with it yet. Until that end all be all happens. And then we got a lot to do with it. Because that's when Israel is going to come up. You see what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a transfer of power. We're seeing it. All right. But right now we just have to do the role of a fisherman. All right. So it says, I come not against thee this day, but against the house wherewith I have war. For the Most High commanded me to make haste. Forbear thee from meddling with the Most High, who is with me, that he destroy thee not. Right. So right now, even so, little old me, shit, even you watching this, what can you do to stop negotiations or threats, sanctions, or whatever that the BRICS nations are going against the UN? Absolutely fucking nothing. So what we can do is sit back, watch it, and then we're gonna understand when our name is called. Okay? We're gonna understand once we get that power. We're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Then we're gonna be a force to reckon with. Then, because unlike this war that was going on in 2 Chronicles 35 and 36, where ultimately we came to our demise, this war, we're ultimately going to come with a big victory and be on top, and everybody else is going to experience their own demise coming from the hand of the Lord. But I just wanted to bring this out, understanding that China is going to invade Ukraine. Okay? China is going to invade Ukraine and try, because really the MOTB is going to be pushed out to the world. China trying to do the same thing. Russia trying to do the same thing. You can see them changing their currencies, things of that nature. That's the agenda for the entire world to be on one order. Okay? So them moving in Taiwan could start war with America, things of that nature, and then we'll see. We'll see what comes with it, So Lord willing, this was edifying. Of course, y'all can do some more research on this. I just did a quick glance overview of it. Give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh, Shai, Bashem, Akakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the 1144 first fruit. Till the next time, I say shalom, and like always, repent, for Yahweh Shai is coming back sooner than what me and you believe. Shalom.